Welcome to this exploration of one of Japan's most deeply revered traditional arts. Today, we're looking at Kyudo. Now, to simply call it Japanese archery would be, well, a rather incomplete translation. While it certainly began as a means of survival and warfare, over millennia, it's evolved into this incredibly profound philosophical journey. It's a discipline where the ultimate goal isn't just about piercing a target, but actually polishing your own character. So please join me as we dive into the history, the practice, and the enduring spirit of Kyudo. At the very heart of this practice lies a pretty striking paradox. When we think of martial arts, we usually picture a contest between opposing forces, right? A struggle for physical dominance. Yet the core philosophy of Kyudo tells us, in the world of the bow, there are no enemies. It's a martial art that is fundamentally devoid of conflict with others. There is no opponent trying to strike you down. Instead, there's only a profound stillness, and essentially, a mirror held up to your own internal state. To really understand this art, we have to first look at its unique physical instrument. The traditional Japanese bow, known as the yumi, is exceptionally long and distinctively asymmetric, with the grip positioned way below the center. It's actually taken this exact form since ancient times. But perhaps what's most fascinating, especially to observers from around the world, is what this bow lacks. There are absolutely no targeting sights, no technological aids whatsoever. A practitioner relies entirely on their physical sensation and their internal alignment. And because the bow has no sights and the target is completely static, just resting silently 28 meters away, there are no external variables to blame for a missed shot. You can't be outmaneuvered by a rival. So if there are no enemies in the world of the bow, who exactly are you facing? Well, the answer is yourself. Your only true enemy is a wavering, turbulent mind. If an arrow misses its mark, the cause lies entirely within the archer. That's why cultivating a state of fudoshin, or an immovable mind, is just as absolutely crucial as the physical technique itself. Section 1. The evolution of the bow, from hunt to spirit. So how exactly did an instrument of war become a tool for spiritual enlightenment? The transformation of the Japanese bow really mirrors Japan's own historical and cultural evolution. Let's trace this timeline. During the late Stone Age and Yayoi periods, the longbow was just a practical tool for hunting, literally vital for daily survival. But then, by the 4th and 5th centuries, we see profound influence arriving from China. Confucian texts introduced this beautiful concept of archery as an expression of etiquette and gentlemanly conduct, which naturally led to ceremonial archery at the Japanese imperial court. Moving ahead to the 12th century, the Kamakura period brought the rise of the samurai. Here, the bow became the primary weapon of the warrior, forged in the intensity of mounted training exercises like yabusame. Finally, a pivotal shift happened in the 16th century. When firearms were introduced to Japan, the bow was pretty much rendered obsolete on the battlefield. But, freed from its primary role as a weapon of war, its purpose was elevated. It officially became an instrument for refining the mind and the spirit. During the peaceful Edo period, this pursuit of mastery reached staggering heights, particularly in a grueling endurance trial known as Toshiya, held at the famous Sanjasangendo temple in Kyoto. Archers would literally shoot arrows down the length of a massive wooden corridor for 24 hours straight. The record, set by Wasade Hachiro, remains a breathtaking testament to human endurance. In a single 24-hour period, he successfully shot an astonishing 8,133 arrows through the corridor. Just imagine that. It required not only immense physical stamina, but an absolute unbreakable mental focus. Section 2. Etiquette versus combat. The two great streams. As the art of the bow matured, especially from the 14th century onward, it diverged into two distinct philosophical streams, and these two lineages still profoundly shape how modern Kyudo is practiced today. On one side, we have the Ogasawara stream. Founded by samurai who served the shogun, this school is deeply rooted in ceremonial grace. It focuses heavily on etiquette, posture, and the courtly traditions of archery, which is known as risha, or ceremonial shooting. On the flip side stands the Heki stream, founded by Heki Danjo Masatsugu. This school prioritizes the practical, martial effectiveness of the bow. We're talking power, penetration, and actually hitting the target. This is known as busha, or martial shooting. To truly understand Kyudo, we have to recognize both of these vital streams, the profound reverence for ceremonial etiquette and the undeniable martial power of the bow itself. Section 3. The modern practice, a universal discipline. Today, the legacy of these ancient schools has been unified into a modern discipline, organized under federations like the All Nippon Kyudo Federation. It's a practice that has found a home not just here in Japan, but in dojos all around the world. And what makes modern Kyudo so incredibly beautiful is its universal accessibility. If you look at the demographics of practitioners in Japan, it's quite revealing. Unlike a lot of sports that rely heavily on brute physical strength, Kyudo relies on skeletal alignment, perfect form, and mental clarity. Because you can choose a bow with a draw weight perfectly suited to your own body, it's a discipline with virtually no barriers regarding age or gender. From young teenagers to individuals in their advanced years, men and women proudly stand side by side on the shooting line. When they do step onto that line, every single practitioner follows a highly structured sequence known as the Shahu Hasetsu, or the 8 stages of shooting. However, it's really vital to understand that these aren't just isolated steps. They are meant to be performed as one seamless, continuous flow of energy from start to finish. It's like a continuous stream of water or a single drawn-out breath, where the archer moves perfectly smoothly from stepping up to the line to drawing the bow to the final release. To achieve that seamless flow, several crucial elements absolutely have to harmonize. First, the archer must maintain a correct, perfectly upright posture. The chest expands to create absolute balance between the left and right sides of the body. Breath and energy are consciously driven down into the tanden. That's a point in the lower abdomen considered the center of our physical and spiritual power. But most importantly, mental concentration must remain completely undisturbed. When the self, the bow, and the target become perfectly unified, the arrow isn't so much released as it is allowed to naturally depart. Section 4. Truth, Goodness, and Beauty, the Supreme Goal. Now, hitting the target is a joyous moment. Of course it is. But in Kyudo, an arrow striking the center of the paper is never the ultimate objective. The All Nippon Kyudo Federation elevates the practice by defining its supreme goal through 3 profound philosophical concepts. These concepts are Shin, Zen, and Bi, truth, goodness, and beauty. Shin, or truth, means seeking the correct technique. There's a famous saying, Seisha Hichu, which means a properly executed shot will invariably hit the mark. The target is really just a teacher, providing honest feedback on whether your form was true. Zen, or goodness, is the cultivation of a tranquil mind. It's about treating the dojo, the equipment, and your fellow practitioners with deep respect and etiquette. It's maintaining your composure, completely regardless of success or failure. And finally, Bi, or beauty. In the world of the bow, beauty isn't something that can be artificially created. It is the natural, effortless aura that appears only when the truth of correct physical form and the goodness of a pure, calm spirit perfectly align. Kyudo is truly a lifelong journey. It's a quiet, elegant discipline that constantly requires us to strip away our ego. Because the target never moves and there is absolutely no opponent to fight, every action is a dialogue with the self. So if every missed arrow is simply a reflection of your own wavering mind, what does your shot say about you?